If you've ever wanted to have your own VPN server instead of relying on a commercial VPN service, WireGuard is one of the best options you can use. It's fast, lightweight, secure, and relatively easy to set up. I'm going to show you how to set up your own WireGuard VPN server on Ubuntu 26.04. We'll install WireGuard, configure the VPN server, create a client configuration, connect to the VPN from another device, and test that everything is working. You can use this setup to securely connect back to your home network, protect yourself when using public Wi-Fi, or access services on your private network while you're away. For this tutorial, I'm going to install WireGuard on one of my Contabo VPS servers. I've already created my Ubuntu 26.04 VPS on Contabo, and I have its public IP address. I'm going to connect to the server using SSH and update Ubuntu to make sure the system is fully up to date. Before we configure WireGuard, we need to enable IP forwarding. This allows our VPS to forward traffic from devices connected to the VPN out to the internet. Since I'm logged in as root, I don't need to use sudo here, so I'll run the following command. This command applies the networking settings we've just added. I'm using sudo here even though I'm logged in as root. That's because I'll include all these commands in the video description, so you can copy and paste them directly on your own Ubuntu server. Now we're ready to install WireGuard. The installation is quite quick, so it shouldn't take long to complete. Once it's finished, we can move on to configuring our WireGuard server. Next, we need to generate the cryptographic keys for our WireGuard server. WireGuard uses a private key and a public key to securely identify the server. This command generates the private key, saves it to the WireGuard configuration directory, and then uses that private key to generate the corresponding public key. And there's our private key. This is sensitive information, so never share your private key publicly or include it in screenshots, videos, or documentation. I'm only displaying it here for the purpose of this tutorial, and if you're following along, you should keep yours private. We'll use this private key when configuring the WireGuard server, while the corresponding public key can safely be shared with our client devices. So save the somewhere. Now that we have our server keys, we can create the WireGuard configuration file. This is where we'll define how our VPN server should operate, including its VPN address, listening port, private key, and networking rules. If you're copying this configuration from the YouTube description, make sure the comments start with the hashtag symbol. YouTube can sometimes strip or alter formatting in the description, so adding the hashtags back is important because these are configuration comments. For private key, we'll paste the private key we generated earlier. Remember, this key should always be kept secret. The address is the private IP address that our WireGuard interface will use. Here, we're using 10.0.0.1 with a /24 network. The listen port is the UDP port WireGuard will listen on. We're using the standard WireGuard port 51820. Before we continue, we need to confirm the name of the network interface that our Contabo VPS uses to connect to the internet. We need this because we'll use it in the NAT rule in our WireGuard configuration. If your server returns a different interface name, make sure you replace it with your own interface name in the WireGuard configuration. This changes the permissions so that only the owner can read and write the files inside the WireGuard directory. This is especially important because our private key should never be accessible to other users on the server. Now that our WireGuard configuration is ready, we want to make sure the VPN starts automatically whenever the server boots. We've enabled the WireGuard service to start automatically when the server boots. Now we need to actually start the VPN interface. This starts the WG0 WireGuard interface using the configuration we created earlier. Now let's check the status of our WireGuard service to make sure it started successfully. As you can see, the service is showing as active and running, which means our WG0 WireGuard interface has started successfully. Now let's do one more quick check using the WireGuard command itself. Here we can see that the WG0 interface is up, our server's public key is displayed, and WireGuard is listening on UDP port 51820. The private key is hidden, which is exactly what we want. At this point, our WireGuard server is up and listening for incoming VPN connections. Next, we'll create the keys and configuration for our client device. For this demonstration, I'll first use Linux Mint as the client. First, we need to install WireGuard on the client. The process on the client is very similar to what we did on the server. We first install WireGuard, and then we'll generate a key pair for this Linux Mint machine and create its client configuration. Just like we did on the server, we now need to generate a private key and a public key for our Linux Mint client. The private key stays on this Linux Mint computer and should never be shared. The public key, on the other hand, is what we'll add to our WireGuard server so the server knows and can authenticate this client. Now that we've generated the keys for our Linux Mint client, we need to create its WireGuard configuration file. Inside this file, we'll define the client's VPN address, its private key, and the details of our WireGuard server that this client should connect to. We need to go back to our WireGuard server and add our Linux Mint computer as a client. We're going to add a new peer section to the server's WG0 config file. For public key, I'll paste the public key we generated on the Linux Mint machine. Remember, this is the public key, not the private key. If you add more devices later, each device needs its own key pair and its own unique VPN address. We've now added our Linux Mint client to the server configuration, so we need to restart WireGuard for the changes to take effect. Now that we've configured the Linux Mint client and added its public key to the server, let's start WireGuard on the client. WireGuard is running on Linux Mint. Let's test the connection to our VPN server. We're pinging the WireGuard server's VPN address, which is 10.0.0.1. And as you can see, we're getting replies back from the server. This confirms that our Linux Mint client can communicate with the WireGuard server through the VPN tunnel. So the basic WireGuard connection is working. Next, let's verify that our internet traffic is actually going through the VPN server. As you can see, the public IP address being reported is the IP address of our Contabo VPS not the normal public IP address of my Linux Mint internet connection. At the same time, the internet is working normally, so our VPN is successfully routing the client's internet traffic through the WireGuard server. This means we've successfully turned our Contabo VPS into a working VPN server, and our Linux Mint machine is now connected through it. Next, let's see how we can connect other devices like a Windows machine. I'm going to download the WireGuard client directly from the official WireGuard website. On the installation page, I'll select the Windows installer and download it. Once the download is complete, run the installer and follow the installation steps. The installation is straightforward and shouldn't take long. Once WireGuard is installed, we'll use the client configuration from our server to connect this Windows computer to the VPN. Instead of importing a configuration file, I'm going to create the tunnel manually. I'll click Add Tunnel and select Add Empty Tunnel. WireGuard will create a new tunnel and automatically generate a private key and public key for this Windows client. We'll then use the public key from this Windows machine to add it as another peer on our WireGuard server. This is the Windows client public key. And that's it. We now have our own WireGuard VPN server running on an Ubuntu 26.04 Contabo VPS, and we've successfully connected both Linux Mint and Windows clients to it. As you can see, our client devices can access the internet through the VPN, and the public IP address shown is the IP address of our VPS. The great thing about WireGuard is that it's lightweight, fast, and you have complete control over your own VPN server instead of relying on a third-party VPN provider. Remember, I've included the commands and configuration examples used in this video in the description, so you can follow along and set up your own WireGuard server. If this video helped you, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.